Hey everyone, Soundwave84, and today we're going to take a look at the original Hasbro version of Masterpiece Grimlock. You know, he's sort of the outlier in these Masterpiece series, as they were just done as like one-offs and weren't meant to go together in a scale-based line. And so we all know that this Grimlock here comes across as being too small. Overall, he's not a bad figure, and I know nowadays he's easily replaced by Fans Toys Grinder, or you can get the oversized version of this guy here as well, and which makes him bigger and more in scale with the current Masterpiece line. So we have this guy here, and we're trying to figure out, well, do you sell it? If anybody wants it? Do you keep it? Or do you try to fit him in with other lines? Can he fit in with, say, the current generation's line just to be a big Grimlock? It depends on which scale you want to go. If you're using leader class as your commanders, a la Megatron, Optimus Prime, which I don't have either of those, but I do have a Soundwave. Does Grimlock scale? No. Pretty much he is about the height of a leader class, and honestly Soundwave is a tad bit taller. So no, if you're using leader class figures of Megatron, Optimus Prime for your set, your shelf, he does not scale with them. If you want Grimlock to be bigger than Optimus and Megatron, which at the beginning of the cartoon series he was portrayed as being overly huge. You know, he was a lot bigger than Prime, Megatron, and all of them. But as the series progressed, especially when we got in Season 3, and Acom started handling a lot, scale sort of went out the window, and most characters were around the same heights. And Grimlock was pretty much reduced to Optimus Prime's height, so that we know in most episodes. So we're like, okay, he doesn't scale if I use leader class versions. Well, if I have Voyager Megatrons, Voyager Optimus Primes, does he scale? I want to say now he's too big. That depends on your preference. I know in the first cartoon episodes he was bigger, but I don't remember him being that big, because Megatron comes up to right below his Autobot logo on his chest. Probably even a little more below that, more about right here. So he's not going to scale well with them as leader class figures, and he's sort of falling behind on the Voyager. Just seems to be too big, because it's him with a recent deluxe figure of Cup, and Cup comes up to by his waist. So, like I said, he's hard to scale with anything. He doesn't really fit with any line anymore. He's more now just a collectible and a shelf piece. So, what do you do with him? Say I'm gonna leave him as a shelf piece. He's a very nice figure overall. The detail is nice. Yes, there's a helicopter. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a helicopter flying very low over my house. And yes, I live next to a military base. So, I don't know. Alright. He has they try to incorporate a lot of features into this figure. And he has this feature here. There's a button on the back of his arm. And lights up. It's hard to see. Let's see if I can get a little bit darker. Maybe just show it up. So he has that feature. Boom. Boom. Okay. And what you can do is also switch weapons. And you can stick the sword in that hand as well. So now his sword will light up. Back off with the lights, I should go. It's hard to tell that one, but it is there. Yeah, it blends in my hand. That does not work. You can see it glowing here, and it goes up and it goes to the tip. He does not have the regular style empty hands, because I don't think this was a thing at the time. This hand here is fully closed. These fingers do not articulate whatsoever. It is a closed fist. Only thing that moves on this hand is his thumb. Right here. So you put it on top, and it slides down. This hand here has a little more articulation. His thumb does the same thing as that one, but his hand will open up. That's as far as that opens. They're all, these bottom three are on one hinge here, and you can leave the other finger sort of out if you prefer. I guess if you put his gun, you can, like, he's holding it, blah blah blah, in that hand. Yeah. There's no tabs on the thing. It's just round pegs that it slots in. But there's a, on this hand and this hand only, there's a little hole here, and each weapon has a peg on it that will go into the hand. So you just peg that into that little port there, and then close the hand in a little more, and you can just do whatever. There you go. So, different style of the hand gimmick, but the lights are only on his right arm. Other features you can do, you can swap out his eyes, which is a nice little thing. There's a little lever here on the back, and then when you just slide it up or down, now he has blue. And slide it back up, and it will change to red. So there's his red, and there's his blue. Overall articulation is fine. He is a lot of there's a lot of die cast in him in places. So when you transform him, he does get sort of floppy, and he is kind of heavy. But he's got the articulation you expect. He's got the biceps. He's got wrists. He got his elbow. And he's got ball joints for his shoulders, but with this being so big and these things going so high, you don't get much range out of it. His hips, he doesn't have skirts, but the whole hip will move with him. So it's a rotating metal piece. And he's got this thigh here, swivel. And that's probably on the swivels. And he's got ratchet and knee joints, which are actually very stiff. My left leg is a lot stiffer. Alright, see, this will fall down for transformation. This one here is really stiff. And of course, it's got really good head range. You can look way up, down, and you can turn his head most of the way around. So, like I said, overall, he is a nice figure. He just doesn't fit in anymore. So, let's take a look at him in Dino mode. Alright, so now this is Grimlock in his dinosaur mode. And I think it is a very lovely dinosaur. I think it looks really good. Grimlock. As you can see, I think it looks very, very good. He's got a lot of die cast, so it does make him sometimes hard to hold a pose because he's so heavy in certain places. Take a look at his face. Now he's kind of like I said, here he comes with gimmicks as well. So you could open his mouth, and if you hit this button on the left side of his head, it will close his mouth, especially like a bite function. Next thing you do, you can raise this part here, and inside of it, you can change his eye color. He's on blue here. You can pull this out and turn it, and you can make it red. So that's a little function there. Also, if you push down on him, his head will raise up. Lots of different things, and they try to incorporate a lot of features into this figure. And he does have his like fire breathing thing inside his mouth there. And this is where you come into problems. There's really no more places for you can't put his weapons anywhere on here, which is fine. He's a dinosaur, he doesn't need a big gun sticking off his back anymore. So other things that his hands do have articulation. Each finger is on its own joint, which is nice. But fears of breaking them does come into play here. And they are on ball joints, so you have a lot of movement here. So you can emote very well his arms. This is painted, but his fingers, I believe, are chrome, so beware of that. His teeth are chrome as well. You see all the detail. Like I say, very nice, very lovely figure, very well done. It's just he is outdated, which is why we've had options recently and in the past to upgrade this figure. You can get an oversized Grimlock, or you can get Fans Toys Grinder. I have yet to get either, debating if I should get the oversized or the grinder. So I decided. Another gimmick you have is if you move his tail from side to side, it will move his head from side to side. So, like I said, they incorporate a lot of stuff into this figure as well. So overall, very nice. Now here's another question. In dinosaur mode, will he scale well with leader classes? Obviously no, Soundwave is now bigger. Now about Voyagers. Now this is a scale that might work. And I do believe that looks sort of about the scale it is in the cartoon. So if you want to leave Grimlock in the dinosaur mode, and if you already have this version of Grimlock, he would probably be best suited to stay in dinosaur mode and go on your generations, your chug shelf with Voyager as the tallest versions of your Megatron and Optimus Prime. I think once you get into leader class, you're scaling out of these, and I think leader classes are really mainly just for gimmicks and stuff and collectible reasons, and just for kids who don't care about scale, and people who don't care about scale, I guess, overall. But if you're like me, I'm a scale freak. I want things to be in line with each other. In robot mode, I don't care about vehicle mode. I know some people are picky about the vehicle mode. I'm not picky about the alt modes, but robot mode, I am picky. And I think this suits very well. So if you have this Grimlock and you don't want to part with them, and even if you do have Grindor in them, in dinosaur mode, he will, I believe, fit in nicely with your chugs. So this is my thoughts on this Grimlock. I don't remember. I think he's MP08. Is what his number was. I don't know. But this is the Hasbro version. He does come with a crown as well. You put on his head, and when he's in robot mode, it'd be crowned king. I have put that up in a box with all little accessories, and because I never really used the crown on his head very often, but he was holding both of these, so that's why he had his weapons with him. So that's another thing. I think if you got the Takara version, he came with like an apron and drink set with one episode. Oh, I think it's Madman's Paradise. He's like being like a waiter, and they actually, him and Daniel get sucked to that other world where they're helping some madman. And it turns out to be a Quintesson. Yeah. I remember too much. But overall, this is a decent Grimlock. If you keep him in dinosaur mode, like I said, he will scale very nicely with your chug line. Anyway, that's just my quick thoughts on MP09 and what you can do with, not MP09, Masterpiece Grimlock Hasbro version, and what you can do with them if you still have yours and don't know what to do with it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace out.